Of course, my mic just died, so I don't know how much of that is actually good audio and how much of that we can salvage from the camera here. But I'm gonna take a sip of water and see what it tastes like. So stand by. Doesn't really taste like anything crazy, but like it's like a light blue color, so I was like, oh, I didn't know what was inside of it, so we'll see. But it's cold. I wasn't sure if it was warm either, but it's cold, so yeah, that's it. Okay, this works. Damn, man. Oh, man. So, today is day 90, the long anticipated video that I've been looking forward to. I don't have that many followers yet, so you guys missed the whole anticipation that like led up to this. So many things happened in the last week alone, and when I think about everything that happened in the 3 months altogether, it's crazy because it doesn't feel like it all happened, but at the same time I know it all happened, and it's very strange. I mean, so I'm very much broken right now, and to kind of explain that a tiny bit, I did a few videos explaining kind of what happened to my car, but I guess that's like the ultimate what happened is like the transmission went bad, and for where I am in life right now, I didn't have the means to like keep going with that car, and I had to make some hard decisions. So like I've talked about many times how like when I'm in an unfamiliar area, being in my car, my baby, my Volkswagen Golf, I felt safe, and I felt like, you know, it felt like home a little bit, right? And the thing I needed for this video, I forgot in the car. I don't think I could actually make it down this thing with the thing that I want, but I have a pillow, right? And when I first got that car, I was giving up my first car, which is my 2000 Honda Civic, which I love dearly as well. And there was like both those cars I fell in love with right before I got them, and I thought I would have that car, my Volkswagen Golf, for, I wouldn't say forever, but like for a longer period of time, right? It was 8.5 years-ish. That's a pretty decent size length too. It's not like the people who have cars like 20 plus years, but like that's not the point. I tried to make a video yesterday. I didn't do so well, so I said I might not like use it at all, but it's just very hard. And like I'm in Salt Lake City right now, and it was like 70-ish miles to get from where my Airbnb is to here, which is, I'll put it on the screen. I really forgot the thing. There was some Diamond Head Trail thing with like a great waterfall that was like super crowded. There's no parking, so I said, let me like drive a little bit farther. There's this great river that was like the whole way, so I said there's like a good enough ambience. And like the reason I wanted water was because like water is very pure, right? Very cleansing, and it's not like I have to wash away the experience I've had with my last car, but it almost feels like it's like carrying it forward into the next stage of wherever this is going to all. So I have a 2024 Toyota Prius right now, I never liked the Priuses. There's a long history with that. When I was buying the car, I told the salesman that my old math professor from undergrad, Dr. Laverne, had a Prius, and he used to like love his car. And there's definitely some sort of weird, cosmic energy balance that's like happening of like still being connected to like my history from before. Because like when I got my Golf, right, I was starting my master's degree, right? So I had just finished undergrad, and oh man. And there's like a transitionary period between like undergrad to grad, like figuring out what that next stage of my life is. And I guess like life always changes, right? But like you can choose to remember everything enough to like carry you forward. And there's a point in that, right? And I again can't get to it, but I guess like with everything happening the way it has right now, it definitely feels like I'm very much not at all the same person that I was before, as much as I am very much like haven't changed. Like I mentioned how I'm like over this trip, and there's so many feelings about like what it all means. My mind's just like racing in terms of like it's just from between a lot of different topics right now. So forgive me, but like my Airbnb posts right now are like the best Airbnb posts that I've had so far, and like they're super awesome. They spent the whole day yesterday with me, and they invited me to like all their things, and like it was just like they're super generous and they're super like amazing people, right? And there's so many people out there in America that are like that, and a lot of it is dependent on like who you meet, when you meet them, and how it is that you meet them. So it's like trying to like experience as much as you can while like flowing with everything that's going on is like super difficult, right? And it's not like you're trying to do it, but it's like you never know what energy you're gonna come across at any given time. So it's like you always have to be prepared for the unprepared by being unprepared almost. And it's like, I forgot who I was talking to, but it was like, oh, I think Preston, like the salesman from Until Car. He was like, so how do you have like a few months planned, or like how do you like going about it? And I'm like, well, the whole point is that I don't want to plan anything, because like the more I plan, the less freedom that I have to like experience things as they're happening. And it's like if you're always trying to plan life, then you're gonna miss out on all the things that would otherwise be happening if you didn't plan it. And that probably isn't saying much, but like there's, depending on how you understood the words I just said. And I like with all the things that's happening right now, it's like there's so much to be excited for, but it's like I'm not excited, and I don't really want to be excited, because like excitement, people confuse a lot with happiness, and like I'm definitely happy with everything that's going on, but excitement is like an over surplus of happiness, to the point of like it's not actually happiness anymore. It's actually counterintuitive to be excited, because it's like you're anticipating something to happen that is actually taking away from the happiness that you should be experiencing. And that's probably like that last phrase, in the sense of like, depending on how you understand the words, like they don't make sense or it won't. And like nothing could have prepared me for like having to give up my car, right? And I think the whole point of everything that I've done so far is that like I'm doing what needs to be done, so like keep going, and so like not really just keep going for the sake of keeping it go, but kind of understanding what needs to happen, when it needs to happen. And I think for the understanding what needs to happen when it has to happen part, that's where like the excitement point and the preparedness point comes into play. Because if you're over prepared, over excited, then you won't be able to understand what you talk about. There's so much to still look forward to. And like this is only day 90, right? So it's like it's the ninth state, so it's like there's still 80% of the country to go through, and 75% of the time to go through it. Which honestly, saying those percentages tells you that it's going to be a little bit more than like the time left. But I guess like that calculation, right, is the average time in state should be equal to the actual time in state for all the states, if that makes any sense. So I'll try and do some math on the screen here, and you'll maybe see it. But that's a cool calculation that I just stumbled across. The key themes for this video are that, like, I'm broken because giving up my last car. I'm lost because I have the least continuity with my old self for like as long as I've spent on the trip so far. There's missing Florida, missing home, and missing my parents and sister, which family in general is like I've gotten so many flashbacks in like the last few days alone. Like thinking about how the rain falls and it's dark and there's like that feeling, that vibe in Florida, and it's always warm, and it's like there's a sense of home that Florida still has for me that I'm missing as well. So it's so weird because like there's so many nice people here, but there's also for some reason like just today specifically, right? When I was driving here, there's so many people who gave me hard looks, and there's so many people who were like looking at my car, and they were like, I'm surprised that I got that many looks and stares with this car and just like today, because I haven't seen that as much before. And like people on the highway, like they were just like looking back in their car, and I'm like, okay, I don't know how to like deal with that or like process that. But I know I said a lot of things already, and I know that there's just like, as much as I'm saying I'm lost and I'm missing people and I'm missing like, it's almost like I don't know who I am anymore. I think I said those words kind of. It's like I needed this change because like you kind of need to break to like grow, and if you don't break, then the growth that you experience doesn't really build on anything, because it's like, yes, you have a foundation for life, and like all your experiences, all your memories, everything that you've gone through so far, it's never gonna go away, right? You're never gonna lose that. But there's like your perception of it, your mentality on life, and just like your understanding of it all. That like that perspective, I think, maybe if I didn't say that just now, your perspective has to break in order for you to be able to think differently. Because kind of going with like the ego thing, like if you're thinking about life a certain way, you can't think about life differently and think about life that same way together. So like in that respect is what I'm trying to say. You have to break in order to grow. So I'm still going to be mourning for like a few days or weeks or like this month and years in general. Like I'll always miss my baby because she was great. And another thing I was thinking about on the way here, the design that I had on the car, right? I had explained it to a few people at various times, but I never really explained it on here. So let's hope it's a good one, so it's like there for the record. But there's this concept in Chinese philosophy called feng shui, which is a harmony between like the male and female aspects, the light and dark, yin and yang. There's like the duality of life. There's a harmony in the balance between it all, right? And there is two sides to the car. There is the blue dragon and the red phoenix, and the Blue Dragon operated in the mode of space, and the Red Phoenix operated in the mode of time. My whole reason for doing that was because there's only two things that I want in life, right? I might have said this before, I don't remember if I did. But number one, I don't know, I can't really say number one and two anymore, but one of the things was making a positive difference in the world. And I feel like as much as there's like, it's hard to assess life as it's happening, I know I'm making progress on that front. It's just like taking, like you have to figure it out as you go, right? There's no like master plan that you can come up with before you start anything that's gonna actually come to fruition in exactly the way that you planned it, with all the factors being considered, right? Anyway, so making a positive difference in life, right? And then the other thing is finding my life partner, the person I'm meant to like spend eternity with, who I've spent eternity with already, who I just have to find again, right, in this lifetime, because we're kind of blinded by this Maya that we're sucked in with this reality that we're experiencing, right? And for that second thing, the reason I drew this design in the car was like, oh, I'm gonna attract the positive energies in order to attract that person that's supposed to spend life with me, right? And wherever she is, whoever she is, whatever she's doing in life, like, I think the reason why that design didn't work was because, so, there's kind of competing ideologies on whether we're complete beings by ourselves, or we have to find that person in order to be complete with them, right? And it's a loaded topic. I don't want to get into all of it right now, but like, I do believe that we're complete beings by ourselves, and I think the person we're meant to be with is supposed to be, like, light and dark are big things by themselves, but when they're harmonizing together, there's so much color that comes out of it, right? So, in the same way, right, when you meet that person that you harmonize with, and like completes the part of you that doesn't need to be completed almost, there's so much more that you can get out of life, right? And that's what I've been looking towards, like, forward to in like all of my life since I was like 11. 11 is just like a special age for me. There's so many things that like I remember, just like being like a genesis point, being 11. I don't ask you why or how or just like what made that all happen, but that's just how it happened in my head and how my life played out. So the reason why the design didn't work was because the energy kind of like was feeding off the complete nature of myself, so it was actually not actually looking outward for anything, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I just thought about that. Like, I had design for like 4.5, 5 years. Actually, maybe 5.5 years, and 2019, going through 24 or so, whatever. Anyway, it was like feeding off myself, so it wasn't actually looking outward. Like, I forgot the point I want to end on, but so there's a lot of major themes with the trip in general, right? Spirituality, technology, finance, just like America as a theme, you know? There's youth as a theme, there's interconnectedness, interdisciplinary as a theme. There's like, the like unity between everything is essentially what I'm going for, and like, I guess like, I'm more able to kind of like work on that a little bit, now versus like 90 days ago. And I don't know, like, there's definitely been a lot of growth. There's so much growth that I still have to do, and there's like a lot of positiveness that's still there, right? And I'm gonna try and like keep on with that. I haven't made complete sense of everything yet, and that's like part of the whole trip still going on, right? And like, I still want to connect with people. I still want to help people do shit. And I feel like there's a certain attachment that I'm feeling because of everything that's happened recently that is making me more able to do the things that I want to do. So I'm hoping to kind of run with that, and we'll just see where it all goes, right? And I mean, if you're watching all these videos, right, there's something that you're looking for as well that is at least partially related to the things that I'm trying to pursue in my life. So I hope that there's something deeper that we can work towards, and it's like, what I guess, like, to end this video, because I think this is a great point. Like, I'm not the first person to do this type of trip. I'm not the person to do it the best, right? I'm missing a lot of things. I'm also doing a lot of things that other people have missed. But I think the whole point is that as humans living life, we're all just trying to get just a little bit farther, and we're building on things that have already happened. And the people that the kids that we're hoping will lead the next generation will maybe learn and help connect with the things that has happened already. So it's like that continuous growth, and that iterative growth based off of like learning from the past, learning from the unknown, learning from the things that we need to learn from in order to grow, right? And after this whole trip is over, like, I'm not really like, people are like, oh, what are you going to do at the end? Like, what's the ultimate goal, right? And like, that's not the point. Like, the point is to live life right now and let the ultimate goal play itself out with everyone working together, right? And you won't know what that is until it all happens. So it's like, I can have dreams, aspirations, I can have, there's another word, but like, dreams for the future, a goal, right? But like, that goal is not really the point, right? The goal is just something to look forward to so that you're working forward, but it's not a matter of actually ever really trying to achieve that goal. At least that's where I'm thinking right now. And I think that I've thought like that at various points, and it's like, whenever you complete something, whether that's a college degree, whether that's buying whatever you want to buy, whether that's getting a relationship that you really want to have, whether that's completing some sort of task in life that you wanted to complete, 100% it's not, it doesn't look like how you thought it would look like, and like, that difference is not even like something that a lot of people focus on, and it's like, that's the whole point, right? It's just working towards something better that we can all grow towards. And I'll keep rambling if it continues, so I'm gonna stop myself here and say that it's been an honor to have everything that I've had so far. And I will hopefully inspire others to break out of the things that the preconceived notions of like where they are in life and hopefully get to a better place with it. So with that, it's your boy Nick Kumia signing off on day 9.